Voyager 1 was built to survive the void. After passing planets and leaving our solar system, it drifted into the cold, silent vastness of interstellar space. For over 40 years, it sent back signals, faint whispers from the edge of the known universe. Its messages were fragile yet consistent. Through the darkness, it carried human hope, moving ever farther from Earth, becoming the farthest man-made object in existence. But then, in late 2024, the silence changed. What had been a quiet but reliable stream of information turned into static. Nothing clear came through. No data. No messages. Only a broken whisper. NASA's engineers noticed immediately. They tried to reach Voyager, but the response was empty. Every command took 22 hours to arrive, and 22 more to return. Yet, nothing meaningful came back. The probe's internal systems appeared to be failing. Its data unit no longer made sense. It spoke in garbled code, a language of chaos, as if something had interfered or damaged its core. Months passed. Still, the skies remained quiet. The probe drifted alone. Engineers held on to hope but knew time was against them. Voyager is aging. Its systems are ancient. Then, on March 20, 2025, something shifted. A new signal came. It was clear. Not a glitch or a pulse, but data, real and unexpected. The transmission was filled with numbers that didn't match our models. The environment it described was impossible. The emptiness had changed. A barrier now stood where smooth space once stretched. It was turbulent, wild, and filled with plasma. Scientists had predicted a smooth entry into interstellar space, what they called the heliopause. But Voyager had encountered something else. A wall of energy, intense and structured, replaced the calm. Radiation levels spiked. Pressure increased. Something was different beyond the boundary. The heliopause wasn't a soft edge anymore, it was now a living frontier. Then came something even stranger. Density fluctuations that behaved like nothing ever recorded. Particles pulsed in a rhythmic pattern, almost like a heartbeat carved into the void. The oscillation was not a one-time anomaly. It was steady, repeating with mathematical precision. Voyager's sensors captured it all, a cosmic rhythm coming from the dark. Buried deeper in the data was a low-frequency signal, 3 kHz in tone. It was deep, below known cosmic sounds. Previously dismissed as noise, it now seemed intentional and real. The frequency did not change. It did not shift with cosmic radiation or magnetic fields. It was stable, almost as if waiting to be noticed. It behaved more like a beacon than a wave. NASA scientists were stunned. Some whispered that the signal wasn't just a sound, it was a trigger, perhaps set to activate when something crossed a certain invisible line. Suddenly, mission control fell silent. Graphs once used to measure trajectory now resembled warnings. What had Voyager found? What had it entered? This was not static. This was structure. This was organized energy. Something out there was deliberate, not chaotic, not random. Then came a discovery more unsettling than all others. Voyager was no longer drifting freely. Its path had changed. It was being pulled, not by its failing thrusters, but by an external force. There were no planets, no stars nearby. Yet calculations showed a consistent gravitational pull. Something invisible, massive, and focused was tugging at the probe. NASA turned all available instruments toward Voyager's path. Telescopes scanned the dark. Infrared arrays probed for heat. But they found nothing. No light. No motion. Just a cold, absorbing blackness. Some scientists proposed a rogue planet. Others suspected a black hole. But the data didn't fit. Gravity, plasma walls, and steady signals, none of it matched known cosmic objects. Then, things became even more mysterious. NASA's updates slowed. The Deep Space Network began releasing only limited information. Logs were redacted, and public access was restricted. Whispers spread among insiders. Meetings were closed off. Classified briefings replaced scientific updates. Space had become more than science, it had become a matter of national interest. NASA engineers stopped speaking publicly. Interviews were declined. The Voyager mission, once a triumph of global unity, was now wrapped in secrecy and silence. Speculation exploded. Some said it was dark matter. Others thought it might be a remnant field from a past cosmic event. But a few researchers suggested something even more extraordinary. What if Voyager had crossed into a new region of the universe? One we hadn't modeled? One we hadn't been meant to enter? People remembered the pioneer anomalies. Small decelerations observed decades ago. They had been explained away as heat emissions. But what if those probes had only brushed the edge of something larger? Voyager didn't brush it. Voyager went through it. And the reaction wasn't subtle. It was measured, powerful, and consistent. Some feared that the probe had triggered a response. Not a natural one. But an awareness. Something observed Voyager and responded. Not with violence but with structure, a signal, a pull, a pattern. What if space, beyond a point, isn't empty? What if it's not wilderness but territory? With boundaries, rules, and watchers? If true, this would mean Voyager wasn't just drifting. It was being examined. Its journey now had purpose beyond our own. The heartbeat-like signals, the plasma walls, and trajectory deviations were not accidents. They were signposts, left perhaps as warnings or as invitations. Voyager, once our ambassador, might now be our intruder. Its presence noticed. Its signals no longer ignored. It could be that something ancient, something that had always been there, had finally looked back. If true, the consequences are immense. What if this region is alive? Not in the way we know life, but in function and awareness. A place with protocols, not just physics. This changes everything. The idea that our universe has rules is known. But what if those rules aren't just forces, but enforcements? Systems that respond to intrusion? Some voices in the scientific community began to connect dots. They pointed out that cosmic silence might not mean absence but restraint. A quiet that exists not because there's nothing, but because nothing dares break it. Voyager broke it. Not maliciously, but innocently, in pursuit of knowledge. Yet innocence doesn't guarantee safety. It only guarantees surprise. Could Voyager's presence be like flipping a switch? Like a footstep echoing in a quiet temple? Noticed. Remembered. Tracked. We used to believe the edge of space was passive. A place where matter fades. But now we wonder, what if the edge is more like a membrane, protecting one domain from another? And what lies beyond may not want to be seen. Or perhaps, it's been waiting. Watching, even guiding what steps across. Now, we face the most difficult questions of all. Was this chance? Or was Voyager led, drawn in by design? Did the probe reach a natural threshold? Or did it cross into something unnatural, structured, and maybe even intelligent? The 3 kHz signal still echoes. The gravitational pull continues. And the plasma wall marks a line no human tool has ever crossed. Are we witnessing the first contact? Not with beings or civilizations, but with the structure of the universe itself, revealing a hidden layer far older than stars. A system, perhaps, of checks and balance, of cosmic order and enforcement. Not because we're unwelcome, but because we are now known. And knowledge, in such places, might have a price. We sent Voyager to learn. But it may have done more. It may have informed the cosmos of our existence. A pain, returned with a response. Is that response curiosity? A welcome? A warning? Or is it something beyond emotion, pure observation, pure structure? We don't know. Not yet. But what we do know is that Voyager was meant to fade quietly into the dark. Instead, it has spoken again, with signals and signs far stranger than we imagined. Now we must ask, what have we done? What have we found? And what will come next? Because whatever is out there, it isn't done speaking. Subscribe to Discovery at 2.0 and thank you for watching.